EV scam. Hidden costs of actually charging this thing? Oh my God.
Hey, no one really likes to be ripped off. Isn't that true?
Question here is, if someone were to fully charge their electric vehicle, would it cost more for that electricity versus the gasoline for a regular gasoline powered car? Some people say it costs more to fill up an electric vehicle.
What? That can't be right. I've been hearing since forever that charging an electric vehicle is going to cost less. You heard me. Costs less than filling up your tank with gas. And that's what I've heard from all over everywhere.
So really, the question is, which one is true?
Yeah. Anyway, the other day I came across an article through my Microsoft newsfeed that claimed in the headline that a study says charging an EV costs more than filling up an ICE, which is an internal combustion engine, per 100 miles driven. And I say, what? I had to go find out. So let's go to the website and I will show you exactly what's there.
So Dan, look at this. The study says that charging an EV costs more than filling up an ICE per 100 miles, just like you said. And this is from carscoops.com. This is August 23rd, 2023. So this is very recent. And what does it say here?
Well, that filling up an entry-level ICE can cost $9.78 per 100 miles that can be driven compared to $15.97 per 100 miles for an electric vehicle. And I'm saying, what? Hey, that I can't be. The study has said that this is true. And I'm going, what? So I think I wanted to investigate this Anderson Economic Group because look at, they mentioned the Honda Civic, which really, if you're getting 33 miles per gallon with a Honda Civic and you're in Arizona like I am, that's basically 3 gallons per 100 miles. And at 459 to be exact, well, if you figure it out, that's all $15, not the $9.78. I'm wondering, where are they getting that? If they're pulling this number out of their butt, that's what I'm thinking.
And right up front, the author, Brad Anderson, he writes, filling up an entry-level ICE can cost $9.78 per 100 miles. That could be driven compared to $15.97 per 100 miles for an electric vehicle. And, personally, I still have an old diesel pickup truck. It's 20 years old. I just can't get rid of it. It's paid for. I owe nothing. And I just calculated it. It cost me $30 per 100 miles. And that's at 15 miles per gallon. The driving that I do, that's $100 per month. And keep in mind, that's really my only expense.
You mean your only expense is that you are not in maintenance, it's just in the gas or in the diesel fuel, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yes, there's oil changes and whatnot, but for the most part, there's no monthly payment. I'm not paying an electrician, and the gas is what it is. I do have to pay the pump price, which fluctuates, but it sounds like those EV charging stations that are on the road somewhere when you got to fill up on a road trip, that's a higher cost per kilowatt hour than it is charging from your house.
Well, that's true. I know I couldn't believe it when I first read this article, and I had total skepticism, and I went on full alert. How did this guy conclude from a study that gas fuel was more expensive than electric charging a car? So you're right, if you're at a commercial charging station, how can that be? So I did some more investigation of it. What he did include was that, part of his price was that it had the charging station installation in your home, the cost of that electrician and the materials to have your charging station installed. So if there was the first month at 100 miles, that would really jack up the price big time for charging.
Yeah, I understand, and I agree with you. I've been at a sales thing where someone's selling me something, and you know what? It's like doing a remodel on your house or something like that, or even a vacation, right? Whatever the price is, it's always going to cost you a little bit more.
Right, that's true. So in other words, not only did I go through that article, I also went to a Washington Post article where they were other things about the installation, the cost of how much it went. And this guy actually did have a Ford F-150 gasoline, and then he compared it to where he was driving from one to another. And there is also a states, a chart where it shows the states of how much it costs versus a truck, a SUV or sedan, and it depends on where you are and the cost of the fuel. Here's this Bob Devia, and he says that the guy who made this study, this is bullshit. Compare any entry-level electric car to an entry-level ICE car. A Chevy Bolt takes 29 kilowatt hours per 100 mile. We pay 18 cents a kilowatt here in Vermont. He's in Vermont. That's $5.22, not $15. So really, a lot of people have shown that this study, where did they get this number of, let's say, 15, I think it's 1578 per 100 miles. Where did they get this number for an electric vehicle? Because other people have said the same thing.
Well, look at this guy, Sean, here. Yeah, he says the same thing. It's bull stuff. Because he has a Nissan Leaf. And if you look at the numbers here, we're showing on the screen, he's paying $1.62 for that 100 miles. So he's saving $7.87 compared to what that guy came up with. Absolutely. Absolutely.
There's a lot of people who are driving on the road and have this personal experience, and they're saying, hey, look, this is not right. Where did you get these numbers to form your study? Well, I went and I did look at his site, and he included the installation cost of installing your charging system in your home, or you're paying premium level 2 or more at a commercial site. So he's always making sure you're paying the premium price for your electric charging of your vehicle.
So in conclusion, the main point here is going to be the electricity prices versus the gasoline prices. And on average, electricity, it's going to be much lower. You just got to make sure that you're putting your credit card in the right spot. Second thing is the energy efficiency. EVs are much more efficient than gas-powered cars. And in comparison with some of the information we got here, if your gasoline car gets great gas mileage, it's not going to look as a big savings as if you had a gas guzzler.
So their charging costs, based on average electricity rates and EV efficiency, it costs about $4 to fully charge a typical electric vehicle with a 500 kilowatt battery. Now, understand that this is just the electricity. It's not including the installation or anything else, other charges. And there might be other, accessory charges that you may have to pay for. And I got to warn you on that. I'm not saying the one or the other. I'm just giving you information. So there's also public charging versus home charging. Now, public DC fast charging costs more than home charging, but it's still cheaper than gas. Now, this is what the figures that we have looked at and have come to this conclusion.
The maintenance savings, EVs, it's obvious that they're going to be substantial lower. You don't have the oil to drain, you don't have all the moving parts, and that's a big benefit. We've covered the total cost of ownership, or TCO, in other videos, but if you want quick summarization, check in the description box down below, and you can see the other videos that we have done that will fill in a lot of the other questions that you might have.
So really, we intend to give you, let's say, a commentary of a lot of things we have found. Now here at the end we have an EV charging station cost calculator, which will give you kind of an idea of what it might be. So look, if you like what we're doing in our videos, please subscribe, and let's get to you more information at least twice a week.
Thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic day.
Yes, the Go Green Hub is the go-to source for all things of sustainable energy and transportation.